In the parable of the rich young ruler, Jesus asks the young man to sell everything he has and then go and follow him. But the young man, surprisingly, couldn't do it. And the question is, should we do that? Could we do that? And must we do that? If you've ever been challenged by Jesus' deep compassion and his ministry towards poor and the suffering, then this book is definitely for you. Hi, this is Kate's Book Club, and here we discuss reading to enrich your journey with Jesus. And whatever you're going through right now, there's a book for that. And if you want to be an official member of the book club, there's information in the box below. Today we're going to be talking about the Ministries of Mercy, and it was written by Timothy Keller. And the subtitle of this book is The Call of the Jericho Road. And what that is about is it's about the parable of the Good Samaritan, and Tim Keller uses that text and that parable, breaks it down and teaches us biblically from that parable what it means to have a ministry of mercy. So Ministries of Mercy was published in 1989 by P&R Publishing, and the second edition that we're going to be taking a look at was published in 1997. This book got a 4.1 rating on Goodreads and a 4.5 rating on Amazon. So let's talk about the 5 reasons why this book might be for you. The first reason is if you can't answer the question, what is the Ministry of Mercy? And I know I couldn't answer that. And we know that mercy is a spiritual gift, but Tim Keller distinguishes this as a ministry. And he says that this is a ministry that actually every Christian is called to in a different way, according to your personal circumstances. So if you actually are looking for a purpose, a calling, you're trying to figure out where is your place in the world, then this book really gives a lot of practical direction, and it talks about how to start up a ministry of mercy. So let's take a look at what the book actually says about mercy. So Tim Keller actually defines mercy as the impulse that makes us sensitive to the hurts and the lacks in others and makes us desire to alleviate them. So if you've ever seen someone in need and you felt that burning desire to alleviate that need, that's mercy. And a ministry of mercy is an ongoing process, ongoing work to alleviate need in others and in the world. So when we see need, we can feel very uncomfortable and we can even feel very overwhelmed and helpless. How do we really go about helping people in an efficient and godly way? And sometimes it really is not about throwing money at a problem, but bringing people to self-sufficiency, just like the Good Samaritan did for the man lying on the Jericho Road. This book discusses how do we address need in a sustainable way. The second reason you might want to read this book is if you've ever actually just felt uncomfortable when you see someone in need and you felt helpless to help them. Jesus offered help to every person and to every need. And we as his followers are called to also help to alleviate need in the world holistically. And he distinguishes emotional need from spiritual need, mental need, psychological need, physical need, all the needs. And what do we do about each of those? How do we go about ministering in the same way that Jesus did? Tim Keller says that ministries of mercy are actually not optional because they are expressions of God's love that he wants to show through his church to the world. Have you ever thought about giving someone some help and then just thinking to yourself, well, they probably just abuse that help? Tim Keller goes into the very tricky question of what to do when you feel like your ministry of mercy might be abused. I would say that's another reason to read this book, is to figure out where are the boundaries in giving actually. Sometimes we think that some people are less deserving of mercy than others, but Jesus said love your neighbor as yourself. So who is your neighbor? Tim Keller goes into detail picking apart that question, and we really do have a lot of neighbors in a lot of need, and there's something that all of us can do about that. Maybe you've already started having discussions with people when you see the need around you and you say to the people in your church, shouldn't we be doing more in the way of social justice? And it can be a very tricky conversation to have, because sometimes people just don't have the experience, the know-how, or the knowledge to begin a ministry of mercy or to make one sustain itself. At the end of each chapter in Ministries of Mercy, there are in-depth discussion questions to spark and prompt conversation between you and others as you read this book as a group in your church and you figure this thing out together. This book goes a long way in guiding our personal understanding and our collective understanding of Ministries of Mercy. So I would say that's the fourth reason to read this book, is just to have conversations that are actually meaningful in terms of social justice and Ministries of Mercy in your church. What's your plan to eliminate need in your community? What I love about Ministries of Mercy is it does not just teach us the theory and leave us wondering how to put that theory into practice. Part 2 of Ministries of Mercy really goes in depth in taking the teaching and putting it into practice. Step by step, Tim Keller takes you through what you need to do to set up a ministry, and he helps you to anticipate the hiccups that will come along the way as you navigate starting up a new ministry. So the reason I actually picked up Ministries of Mercy is at the end of John Piper's book, Don't Waste Your Life, he really goes out of his way to say that he believes every Christian should read Ministries of Mercy by Timothy Keller. And that's where I heard about this book, and I can honestly say it's changed the way that I think about my calling, my purpose in life, and it's helped me to understand what does it mean to really help other people and love other people in a practical way. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you here again next time.